Hey guys, it's Damien from Marketing Food Online. I've got a really cool video I'm going to be doing today, actually tonight. This is kind of a tip that I don't think there is very few people who are actually aware of this, that the FDA allows you to get an exemption for, and this will save you money, this will save you time, this will save you a lot of headaches. If you're just starting out and you're beginning a food business, this is going to be a tip that's going to blow your mind. I knew about this tip several years ago. I found out about it, and it's something that you have to do annually. You got to register for it. But let me get right down to it. By the way, if you don't know anything about me, I started a very small candy company with my wife. We started it very small out of our home. We had a cottage kitchen for a while. We did fairs and festivals and did a lot of local stuff. And we started to do so well that we decided to go ahead and try our luck online, and we opened a store on eBay. Then we changed from a cottage kitchen now into a commercially licensed facility, and we are much, much bigger. We've grown considerably online. Our business is 100% online. We now do Amazon FBA, Etsy, eBay, you name it, we pretty much are on there. So these videos are videos to help you get your business started. If you've already got it started and you're going into a larger facility, I share about 10 years. We've been doing this roughly 10 years now. I'll give you as much knowledge and information as I can. So let me get right down to it. So if you are a food producer, when it comes to labeling, I get a lot of questions about how to label. What do I put on a label? Do I need the label? Do I not? Blah, 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 blah. Yes, when it comes to labeling, you do need to have several things on the label, several bits of information. But a very cool tidbit of information is that the FDA, when you register with the FDA, by the way, you actually need to register your facility. If you are producing a product for other human beings to eat, you have to register. It is part of the Bioterrorism Act. And any producer of food products within the U.S., I just wrote on my hand, in the U.S. needs to register with the FDA. I will do a video specifically dedicated to that. But for this video, if you produce less than 100,000 units of your food product, did you know that you can actually register with the FDA that you do not have to have a nutritional label on your food products? That is a federal law and a federal guideline. You do not have to have that. If you produce less than 100,000 units, and the other stipulation is if you have less than 100 full-time employees that work for you, you are eligible for that exemption. There is a catch, though. Really quick, 100,000 units or less does not have to have a nutritional label. It is a federal guideline. I will actually give you the link, and you can check that out yourself on the FDA website. Now, you do have to have your ingredients and such and an allergen warning label, and I'll get into that just in a few minutes. There are, of course, some things that you do have to have, but when you are a very small food producer, you do not have the capital, traditionally you don't have the capital, to get every single food item and the ingredients checked out and get a nutritional label created by a company who analyzes your food products. So, FDA has made it very, very simple and made it easier for a lot of smaller food producers to not have to incur those expenses. Very cool idea, huh? Never knew that, did you? Probably not. So, 100,000 units. If you do not produce of a specific product, let me explain this to you as well. If you have 5 different types of products, let's say you had 5 different pieces of food products, packaged products that you produce, okay? You have, I always go to barbecue sauce because it's always on my mind. I love barbecue sauce. So you have 5 flavors of barbecue sauce, okay? And you do not produce 100,000 units of each product. If you produce 99,998 of them, you do not have to have a nutritional breakdown on that label. You do not have to have that. You do have to have an ingredient, and you do have to have you have to reapply for this every year so that the FDA is aware of the fact that you are still a small producer. So, 100,000 units of a product. These are some of the guidelines that you have to follow. Less than 100 full-time employees. Okay. So you do not have 100 employees, and you do not sell more than 100,000 units a year. Now, what that's going to do, like I said earlier, is that's going to eliminate having to have each of your food products tested and analyzed and broke down by a nutritional company that does that. And I can also give you several companies that I've dealt with that do that can break down information and put that on your label for you, or at least give you the information and you could print the label. So you do need to maintain a application annually. You do need to maintain records with the FDA, though, every year. And based upon the date that you actually file it, I will, again, give you the link from the computer. I'll post it on the video. And that will show you where you need to go to apply for this if you're not producing 100,000 units or 100 employees full-time. So it's important to understand that it has to be done every year. Don't delay on that. Don't do it. Don't miss the deadline. And don't do it late. You want to do it every year. So every year annually, you have to reapply. Okay. The reason why they have you do that and you want to reapply annually is because maybe next year, your business blows up and you're doing great and you're on Amazon, or maybe you got your own website and now you're starting to sell 1 million units a year. Now you're at a whole different level. At that point, they'll consider you kind of a producer of a larger quantity of product, and then you will have to have a requirement to put that much out there. So that is something that I'll keep this video super sweet and short. There's really those 3 main areas right there that you just need to abide by to get that exemption, and you will have to just maintain the ingredient listing. So to recap on that really quick, if you are producing a food product, there are a few things that need to be on there. Number 1, you need to have the business name, the name of your business, whatever you are DBAing, doing business as, that needs to be on the label. Your ingredients, if you have any allergens, allergen warning needs to be on there on everything. And to be honest with you, I mean, it's like a no-brainer, but to be on the safe side, to keep people safe, allergen warning should go on everything. We have a lot of baked goods and cookies and such. We put our allergen warning label on every single thing that goes out the door that we make. Now, if you're reselling product, obviously, if you're buying it, the bulk of the stuff you'll buy commercially at wholesale or so on, you already have that label on there. You don't need to do that. So let me see, make sure I check my notes. So to be exempt, yes, I am. And then also, here's something that's really interesting. If you are getting in the business of food products that have a health claim, what I mean by that is, if you're producing a product and on your label you are stating that it is a weight loss product, or it has some nutritional benefit to it, or it's got so many milligrams of CoQ10, or any of that sort, if you make a health claim, you are not exempt from that labeling. To understand that. So, and to differentiate, if you make something that says it's gluten-free and it's obviously a product that does not have gluten in it, and you don't have that ingredient in your listing, that's fine. If you make a health statement that the product that the customer is using can make them lose weight, has another health benefit to it that can improve eyesight, all of these claims, not what it is, but what a claim that it can actually do for the customer, you won't be exempt from that. So any type of health claim, that would mean you're exempt. So you cannot get that label exemption. You will have to have your product specifically labeled a certain way, and that's a totally separate video. But you cannot, of course, make those health claims and get that exemption. Okay, so this video specifically is talking about the FDA exemption for putting a nutritional label, nutritional breakdown, calories, fat, carbs, all that good stuff. Ingredient listing is totally separate. It's not the same thing. Keep that in mind. You do have to make sure that you put whatever is in the product on the label. Okay? So I hope that helps you guys out as a really quick tip. A lot of food producers are actually unaware of that. So they stress out over, hey, do I need to have a nutritional label? Do I need to have? No, you actually don't. Okay? And that's a federal guideline that's not mandated or enforced by the states. That is a federal guideline set up by the FDA, Food and Drug Administration. So I hope that video helps you out. If you have any questions about my video, please let me know. And again, I've still been working on my channel. The other channel should be up shortly. I'm actually doing several videos tonight for that channel. I want to make sure that it's obviously got some content on it before I start promoting it to the point where people are subscribing. I don't want you to subscribe to a channel where there's nothing there. So take a look at that and let me know if you like my videos. If you have questions about this labeling situation, ask me. I'll be glad to help you guys out. And I'll see you on my next video. Thanks, guys.